everyone and happy Friday. As you guys can tell with the title, I'm going to be ranking all 50 performances in the first season of Produce 101. I'm also going to give you guys my personal top 11 of who I would wanted to have debuted. For anyone who is unaware, Produce 101 was a South Korean survival show that took 101 female trainees, and their goal was to debut in an 11-member girl group. Now this was all chosen by public votes. This season was aired in 2016, and the final lineup formed the girl group known as IOI. Now, Produce 101 has a lot of controversy behind it, rightfully so. The producer created the show as healthy pornography. Minors were given performances where they either had to dance to a song that was not age appropriate, or they had to do choreography that was also not age appropriate. And then of course the whole voting manipulation thing that didn't come to light until the 4th season in 2019. In 2019 it was revealed that all 4 seasons of producers had manipulated the votes and had pretty much chosen all the lineups prior to the show's airing. I never watched season 1 of Produce. I've watched all the other seasons, but I do know quite a bit of the trainees that are in this first season. Saying all that, I'm going to be as unbiased as possible with not only the ratings, but also my top 11 that I would have liked to have seen debut if I was the one who was voting amongst all these 101 trainees. Starting off with number 40 is the performance for Pick Me. Each season of Produce, they always have a performance with all 101 trainees. Mario, hello! I have never liked this performance, to be honest. I always felt like the song was very annoying. The pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me up. Don't personally like the dance. Coming in at number 39 is Group 1's performance of A-Pink's I Don't Know. Felt so awkward because a lot of the girls look very uncomfortable in this performance. There is one girl who I can't remember her name, maybe I have it written down. Hylan, I can't pronounce names. She looked so uncomfortable smiling. This is a very girly, cutesy concept. There's also some mess ups from Harem or Ellie from Weki Meki. I didn't recognize her as Ellie from Weki Meki until I was like trying to figure out the names of all these trainees. They lacked a lot of energy. It didn't seem natural for any of the girls, which I understand when, especially during the first round of performances, the trainees are kind of left with songs that they might not like for themselves. Yeah, it just looked like they didn't know how to portray this concept, and that just hurt my enjoyment of this performance. Number 38 is Group 2, who performed After School's Ah. This group chose to do this song, which is normally more of a sexy performance, to go a cutesy route. While this performance may seem cringy to some, and it is a little cringy, they were comfortable with this performance and going all out with the cutesiness. It made sense for them, and they pulled it off well. It didn't seem awkward. It seemed natural to all of them, and I did enjoy the fact that they tried to make it their own. Number 37 is Group 2's performance of SNSD's Into the New World. I do like one of the girls' voices a lot in this performance, but it didn't seem like the other girls were as strong of a vocalist as the one trainee, who I can't remember her name right now. There's 101 trainees, so please forgive me for not remembering everyone's names. Some things weren't as great as they could have been. Obviously I understand because they are trainees and it's a very stressful environment. It seemed like one girl struggled a lot with her notes, and then also the dance break was not fitting for the song. Also, am not a fan of this song. I know it's a very iconic song, but obviously when you don't love a song very much and you're watching a performance of the song, you just don't enjoy it as much as you would with a song that you enjoy. Coming in at number 6 is Group 2's performance of A-Pink's I Don't Know. This one, especially compared to the Group 1's performance of the song, was way better. They were confident with the cutesy concept, especially Mina. She did a very great job. She was a perfect center for the song. Their voices were clearer. Overall, this stage was just a more enjoyable watch. Coming in at number 35 is Group 2's performance of FX's song La Chata. FX's songs, I feel like, are very difficult to perform, which I feel like on the surface you would think not, but them along with Monsta X, 2NE1, Big Bang, they're pretty difficult groups to perform their songs to because all of them have such unique and distinct performing styles, and if you don't perform their songs in that same energy level, it really shows and it makes the performance seem lacking. And I think that's what happened here. The girls were also down one member, I believe. I also think this wasn't the greatest song of FX to give to these trainees. I think they should have went with Electric Shock. Number 34 is Group 2's performance of Kara's Break It. I liked this group's voices and their energy. They seemed a little more relaxed than the other group who performed this song. Saying that though, I do think that this performance was carried by Minji. The others didn't stand out as well compared to her. Coming in at number 33 is Group 1's performance of Kara's Break It. And from what I read in the comments, this group was filled with the last trainees who were not picked. So like the leftover trainees. I think they did so much better than the group that they were performing up against. I can't believe they lost against Group 2 by just 1 point. That is so irritating. One of them looked a little nervous. However, the overall energy of this group was so much better than the previous one. Their harmonies were fantastic, and that's why I preferred them over the previous performance. Number 32 is Group 1's performance of Into the New World by SNSD. Again, I'm not crazy about this performance because I don't like the song, and I also am not crazy about Haeyoung's voice. While I do enjoy a nasal voice here and there, her tone is just very unique, and I'm just not a fan of it personally. I do enjoy Haeyoung as a performer. I really enjoyed her a lot. I just didn't like her voice, and that made me not like this performance as much, which is why it's as low as it is. Number 31 is the performance for Sunmi's song Full Moon. I personally do not understand why this song was given for the trainees who wanted to show off their dancing. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't know how to dance and I know nothing about dancing, but this does not strike me as a good song to use to showcase dance skills, if you know what I mean. I feel like it's just, it's not. I thought the opening floor work looked a little messy. I don't think Pinky and the other girl, not Chaeyeon, fit this concept well, and I don't think Pinky should have been centered. I think Chaeyeon should have been centered because she was the only one to me who fit this concept. Number 30 is Group 2's performance for Sistar's song Push Push. And I don't have any notes for this performance. I think they did a good job. It just wasn't very memorable a performance. I don't think it was bad, which is why it's at this ranking of number 30. Number 29 is Group 1's performance of After School's Ah. I liked the girls' voices a lot for this performance. I think they did good. For this one, I also don't have many notes because I just don't find this performance very memorable. I did really like the rapper for this group. Felt like I was just wanting a little bit more from this performance personally. Number 28 is Group 1's performance of FX's La Chata. I think the girls fit the vibe of the song a lot better compared to the other group, a lot better with energy, stage presence, and it just seemed like they enjoyed the performance a lot more compared to the other group. Didn't love this performance, but it was more enjoyable than the other groups personally for me. Number 27 is the performance for iKON's song Rhythm Ta. This is one of the groups who focused on rap. I'm not a person who's crazy about rap focused performances unless it's like emotionally driven, I guess. It's definitely a hit or miss for me personally. I do think the main one who stood out to me in this performance was Huihan. She was the only one who kind of held my attention. I did think the one other girl did do a good job rapping. The other one, who I can't remember her name, kind of like the visual, was just the visual. And so she didn't stand out to me personally. Huihan seemed really relaxed and like she totally owned the stage. She was the one who was most memorable to me. Number 26 is Group 1's performance of Bad Girl Good Girl by Miss A. While I do think it was better than the previous performances, I felt a little bored watching this. Nobody really caught my attention. The beginning half was also very awkward to me. I don't know exactly what it was. And I also just felt like some of the girls' voices were just a little weak for this song. I somehow forgot about Group 2 who performed 4 Minutes Hot Issue. That was number 25. I personally don't have much to say about this group. I enjoyed them. I think the girls did really great. Pretty much just at number 25 because I preferred other performances over it. I just didn't feel like it was as memorable as some others. That's pretty much all I have to say. It's late. I just took a shower and I need to finish editing this video. Let's get back to the video. Number 2 is Group 2's performance of Wonder Girl's song Irony. I thought this was a stable performance and like okay, but I just didn't feel much stage presence. Why am I doing that? I didn't see much stage presence. I didn't feel like they had much energy. It just wasn't very memorable. Number 23 is Group 1's performance of Wonder Girl's Irony. I cannot believe that they played, I mean I can, it's Mnet, but they played My Heart Will Go On when Sohee made a mistake. Mnet's editing is so stinking stupid. So he made a mistake, but she recovered so smoothly. I loved how she kept going, even though she did make that mistake. She did wonderful. I liked the other girls' voices. Obviously love Sojung's voice. She is a phenomenal vocalist. I adore her voice. I think everyone does. Number 2 is Group 2's performance of Miss A's Bad Girl, Good Girl. Basically everything that I had to say that was negative about the other group who performed this song is the exact opposite with this group. Multiple girls caught my attention. Their energy was better. Vocals were stronger. Overall, just a better performance. Number 21 is Group 1's performance of Sistar's Push Push. Seeing Soyeon act cute is very strange. I don't know why, but I forgot that she was in Produce 101. I liked this performance. It was fun and energetic. Their energy was really good. I enjoyed the girls' voices, and yeah, this was a fun performance. Coming in at number 20 is the performance for Zion T's song Younghwa Bridge. I do not get why this was the performance that won amongst all the other vocal performances that night. It was a good performance. It was fine. The stage was nice. Sojung sang beautifully. I love her voice. I didn't think the others really stood out to me. Their voices were fine. Their voices at times just didn't mesh as nicely as I would have liked. This performance could have been stronger, but for some reason it just didn't get to that point. Number 19 is the group who performed EXO's Call Me Baby. I love the harmonizing in this performance, but what was really shocking is that even though I loved the harmonizing, I didn't love Eunwoo's voice for the stylistic way that they performed this song. I think she has a really sweet voice. I don't know if it was because of the arrangement of the song or what, but I just didn't enjoy her voice alone for the song. Yesil was the one who caught my attention, who I liked her voice. It wasn't a bad performance. Also, the pointing thing was a little annoying. It was only during the first half, but Eunwoo did it too much. Number 18 is the group who performed G-Friend's Migasu. I can never pronounce the name of the song. It's a good song, but I can never pronounce it. I liked this performance, but G-Friend is another group that's pretty hard to do a cover of. They have very great voices, but I personally just preferred Haeyeon's vocal tone compared to most of the other girls. But I didn't dislike their voices. I don't know if it didn't fit the song or didn't fit together or what, but I just didn't like it as much as Haeyeon's voice. I really grew to love Haeyeon watching these performances. The stage setup made this performance, I feel like, seem a little awkward because the girls are just kind of like sitting at these desks. Or it wasn't awkward, it just made some cringe moments happen here and there. And I wish they would have maybe like choreographed what they should do during that stage setup or what. I thought I had a hole in my dress. I think it could have made the performance a little bit better and a little bit more natural. I also was wishing for the high notes that Eunha does in the original version of this song, but I recognize why it wasn't done because it's a very, very high note. But it is such a memorable part of the song, so I kind of was feeling like the performance was missing just a little something. Number 17 is Group 1's performance of Hot Issue by 4 Minute. I had been wondering the entire time when I was going over all these performances what performance it was that involved the lifting up of the shirts. Because I remember when I first got into K-pop that performance was all over the place. The performance was entertaining, but because I'm not crazy about this song, I just didn't like it as much as I think I could have if it was a different song, if that makes sense. I thought the girls' energy was so fantastic, but I just don't love the song. Coming in at number 16 is the performance for the Show Me the Money song. Show Me the Money 4 song. I don't know if it actually has a different name for that, but this was the only name I could find for this. Like I said, I'm not crazy about rap-focused songs. I did still think that they all sounded good. It was really powerful. None of them sounded weak. They were great rappers. It's just not my kind of stage. I know some other people will really like this performance if you're really into rap, but it's not my kind of thing. Number 15, I was really thinking of putting this lower, but the energy of the girls is just really great. But anyways, it's for the song Yum Yum. This song reminds me of I'm Gonna Be a Star by Twice. It is you don't like it, but it's just constantly in your ear and you can't get it out. I hate this song. I'm sorry, I do not like the song personally. The stage was cute, the girls' energy was great. I think they all did wonderful. Somi as the center was perfect. She is a perfect center. Her voice also really suited the song really great. And I also could see a lot of improvement with Danny specifically by the time we got to this performance. She was really great. This is a weird note that I have, but I still do agree with it. I also think the stage outfits were just boring given the song. I do think back then in 2016, the outfits for stages were generally a little bit more simple, but the outfits were just really boring compared to the song and the stage. 14 is the performance for Destiny's Child, Say My Name. My note was, I liked it. It was good, but it wasn't a life-changing performance. I think the thing, however, that does stand out in this performance is the girls' stage presence. I did put in my notes that I'm really torn on the performance. Making it number 13 is Group 2's performance of 2NE1's song Fire. I think the girl with the ponytail, I can't remember her name, I'm sorry, she has a really great voice. And I think some of the other girls are pretty charismatic. I was a little put off by some elements of this performance. It is such a big thing when Japanese trainees or Chinese trainees or any other trainees that are not Korean come on to a Korean survival show. They are expected to learn the Korean lyrics and sing it correctly. And if they're not, they get a "my heart will go on" moment in the show, and it's so sad and the judges are so disappointed. Soyeon does English lines at the beginning of the song, but you cannot understand a word she's saying. All I could make out was Crown Girls. And it made the beginning of this performance very awkward. It was just gibberish. I feel like they should be given just the same amount of expectations that trainees who are not Korean, the expectation to be able to learn 5 seconds of English. I also wasn't crazy about her style of kind of yelling singing personally. I get that she's very energetic. She has wonderful charisma. She has a wonderful stage presence. Great performer. But I just didn't like how she went about her lines personally, and that kind of is what threw me off with this performance. Number 12 is the performance for EXO's Growl. This was a really great performance. I love any performance of EXO's Growl. It's one of my favorite K-pop songs. It was my favorite K-pop song for so long. It's great. It's an iconic song. I was so happy that EXO performed it recently. I'm so happy. I went nuts watching that performance. Anyways, I loved their energy, and collectively I think they did really well as a whole. My issue with it was just the fact that Mnet has horrible editing, and I want to see the full choreography. I feel like you should be able to see the majority of the performance when it is a dance-focused performance. Sorry, my neighbor is walking. I have no idea what she is doing. Number 11 was the performance for 24 Hours. This is like a song that you play during the middle half of the concert to get everyone excited. It's not a song to showcase your trainees. The girls' energy was fantastic. Loved their energy. I do think Mina shouldn't have been the center. Like, she's a great center, but not for this kind of performance. I think it should have been one of the other girls. But nonetheless, she did good. It just felt like a, woo, let's get this party started kind of performance. Wasn't really one to showcase much, and it kind of felt like we were missing something by the end of it. Number 10 is the performance of Verbal Gent's song You Look Good. Like I said, I enjoy the rap performances that are more emotional. I do think it just makes them a little bit stronger and a little bit more digestible for me. I really enjoyed it. It was really emotional, and obviously any performance where the trainee talks about wanting their dream to come true is very emotional. Number 9 is the performance for Big Bang's song Monster. Upon my first watch of this performance, I was not crazy about it, but after one of the many times of revisiting it, I did grow to appreciate it. Liked their voices, especially Chanmi, I think is her name. I could be wrong. The only thing I was not crazy about was kind of the setup for this stage. It's just kind of one of those stages where I think they were just given the mics, and then they had this piece of fabric, and then at the end where they're doing like the final chorus, they just looked a little awkward because they were just waving the fabric around and singing, and it just looked a little awkward. And I think that's why I initially wasn't crazy about this performance. I felt like they should have like in some way choreographed it rather than just one girl going like woo and then another girl going like woo. ew, it just looked weird. It looked really weird. Number 8 is the performance for the song Fingertips. I really do enjoy this performance. I think they all did a great, fantastic job. I wasn't crazy about like the intro section where they're all kind of like in those little cubicles. Girls' voices were fantastic. Only thing that I also kind of disliked, besides the little cubicle thing, was I wasn't crazy about the choreo. I kind of felt like the choreo looked a little odd. Number 7 is the performance for In the Same Place. This song is very G-Friend-esque. It's very pretty and feminine and also emotional. And they also got an encore shout out for this stage, which was really great. I think in almost every season that happens, at least with one performance, and that was the one for this season. I did not know that Doyeon could sing this way. Not that I ever thought that she was a bad vocalist. I didn't know she could sing like this, and it was really pleasant to hear her sing so beautifully. She did great. All of them did fantastic. I really did enjoy this performance. I loved the stage setup. I loved the stage setup. It was really pretty, really great emotional performance. Number 6 is the song Crush. I was not crazy with the fact that they made this a collab stage among all the remaining trainees. That just felt like it took away from a lot of girls, because obviously not everyone's going to get screen time. And I don't get why they did that. I'm glad they diverted from that idea with the other 3 seasons. I did think that the black team did better than the white team. They sounded stronger, but nonetheless, I would say it was pretty even. The song is really catchy. I actually kind of wish this would have been IOI's debut song. I liked it. It was a good performance. I just didn't like how it was a collab stage, and I felt like it took away from a lot of other girls that I was really looking forward to seeing. Coming in at number 5 is the performance Day by Day. Besides Risa, I felt like all the vocalists were really strong in this performance. I thought they all did really great. There was more variety with their vocal tones in this performance, and they balanced each other out so well. The only thing that I really disliked about this is this stage setup. It was just lazy. They were just on little hairdressing bar stools. At number 4 is Group 1's performance of 2NE1's song Fire. I loved this performance. I was shocked that this was one of the first performances of the season. They brought this performance to life, and I really felt like they knew how to perform a 2NE1 song. Number 3 is the performance for the song My Best. This, to me, should have been the vocal performance that won that night. They had some rich, deep, lovely voices in this group. It was just phenomenal. They blended so well together. They had such great voices amongst the trainees for this season of Produce. Wonderful trainees when it came to vocals. Honestly, this group could have debuted just as they were, and I think they could have been huge. Number 2 is the performance for the song Don't Matter. My first note was, imagine if this lineup debuted. I still stand by that. Imagine it. Just imagine how great they would have been if this group debuted. You got vocals, rappers, visuals, great dancers. The whole package. It was so great. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my voice. They have it all in this group lineup. They have such a diverse range of tones and skills. Their skills just complemented each other so well. There was nothing that I really disliked about this performance. I also can't believe that they only got 163 votes. I guess I kind of do, because back then in 2016, the popular concepts for girl groups was generally cute, pretty, and or sexy. And so more of the girl crush concepts were not really popularized back then. Girl crush wasn't as crazy back then. Coming in at number 1, it's the performance for Bang Bang by Jessie J. This performance is iconic. It was one of the first performances I ever saw when I got into K-pop. It's so energetic. The girls are just fantastic. Somi is fantastic. All of them fantastic. They look like they're all having fun. The choreo matches the energy of the girls. The only thing that I'm not crazy about is I'm not crazy about choreography. And choreography will be a big thing I talk about for the Produce 48 season. I just think if they would have done it differently with a different ending, it would have ended off with just a little bit more of a bang. Get it? Bang bang. Anyways, now for my personal debut lineup, I would have had number 11 be Yu Shua. She's a really great performer. She's a really great dancer. I love her energy. She just captured my attention the first time I saw her. Number 10 is Kang Mina. She's a wonderful center. She has wonderful energy. I really love her voice. Number 9 is Hwang Suyeon. She's a really great performer. I really love her. Number 8 would have been Kim Yeon Kyung. I enjoyed her vocal tone. She is really unique, and I really loved her energy. Number 7 is Kim Hyungyeon. a really great singer and rapper. And also, if we're talking about Korean groups, she would have made a good visual. Number 6, we have to have Yu Yeonjung. I mean, do I really need to say anything about Yeonjung? She has a phenomenal voice. Number 5, we could not have this final lineup without Somi. Somi was wonderful. I don't think I have to say much about Somi. Somi's a wonderful performer. She's a wonderful artist. Coming in at number 4 is Lee Hae-in. Oh, I love her voice. I love her voice. I fell in love with her so much throughout this journey of going through all of these performances. I think she would have been a fantastic addition to the final lineup. Number 3, I would have picked Kim Sejong, one of the best vocalists in K-pop in my personal opinion. Number 2 is Kim Chung-ha. Fantastic. Even though this was manipulated votes, I think she still would have made it even if the votes hadn't been manipulated. My top pick and who I would have liked to be center is Kim Juna. She is fantastic. I adore her voice. I hate that she did not go into stardom after she debuted as a soloist. Beautiful voice, and we need more deep, husky voices like that in K-pop, and I think she should have debuted in the final lineup. I am really curious to see if she would have been in the final lineup if the votes hadn't been manipulated. We'll never know. I have to stop filming now because people were home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next Friday. Bye-bye!